know life is good when you have to move one toy to get at the others.
It's the worst day of the year, prepping my bikes for winter day. I couldn't ask for a better day because it's early November and 66 degrees outside, so I'm going to get in a ride first. When I come back, let's dive into the steps I take to prep my bike for hibernation. When I prep my bikes for winter, I have two goals. The first is to make sure they are protected from sitting for a while, and the second is, if by chance old man winter is sleeping and it's warm enough to get out for a midwinter ride, I want my bikes in a position to enjoy a ride. To make this happen, I have 4 simple steps. Not only is it terrible for your mental health to leave a bike sit unridden, it's also terrible for the bike. Not riding your bike allows corrosion-causing water to take over. It doesn't take long, just the length of the winter to keep your bike stored. This first step protects your bike and keeps it fueled up in case you can sneak out for a ride. First, I'll put a fuel stabilizer into each tank. This will prevent water from corroding the tank and keep nasty stuff, mainly rust and corrosion, out of the engine and injectors. This pinkish stuff is the brand Stable, and it just happens to be the fuel stabilizer I have on hand. But others like StarTron and IsoHeat are just as useful. The quantity you need is based on the size of your tank, so check the directions. It's generally 1 ounce per 2.5 gallons. For each of these 3-gallon tanks, I'll put about 1.25 ounces in. With that done, let's move on to the second step. A full tank reduces the likelihood of water getting in the tank, so I'll head to the gas station and fill up each tank. The gas station is less than a mile from my place, but I never needed an excuse to take the long cut. Alright, with the tanks full, let's move on to the next step. For this one, I had help from my friends at Dalco. They sent me a few motorcycle covers so that I can protect my bikes. Just a disclaimer, they provided these covers for me for free to use and review, but they had no say in the content or what I would say about the covers. Most importantly, I wouldn't create a video on a product that I would not use myself. Plus, an added bonus is, if you click the links below, you get 15% off Dalco products. Let's get these covers on. I have 2 covers I'll use here, and both come with these handy stuff sacks. If you ever stuffed a tent or a sleeping bag into a stuff sack, the usefulness on these is similar. These stuff sacks also make storage when not in use a breeze. Dalco makes this idiot-proof. They have tags on the front that show where the front of the cover is. Putting the cover on is easy, and you should ignore my technique of starting in the back of the bike on this Harley here. It's so much easier if you start in the front. This cover is a ratcheting style. After positioning the cover, in the back is a ratcheting mechanism to tighten it. Just pull the strings to tighten the cover, and the ratchet will hold it in place. When you want to take the cover off, push on these metal tabs with your thumbs inward and pull on the mechanism body to loosen the string. I'll retighten these and zip everything up. In the front there are 2 handy holes so that, if your neighborhood is less trustworthy than mine, you can use a cable or chain lock to prevent theft. Dalco also has an alarm. It's compact, but a little bit of a pain to use, so I'll opt to leave it behind. It goes off when someone pulls up the cover and the tab is pulled out of the alarm. Just tuck it into one of the 4 pockets, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. I'm using the front side here. All you have to do is just tuck it into one of these 4 pockets and secure the cord around your wheel. The cover looks pretty good once it's all set up. One concern about crappy and cheap covers is the condensation buildup underneath them. Dalco covers have breathable fabric and this handy vent to prevent any issues. Water doesn't get in and condensation doesn't build up. I'll put the other cover on the CRF300L. This one doesn't have the ratcheting mechanism, but works just as well. The elastic holds tight, and for added wind-blowing security, simply strap the quick disconnect straps in the middle underneath. My last step is to put a battery tender on these bikes. I've installed SAA pigtails on each to make this a really easy process. That makes it possible to keep my bike in a rideable state so I can take advantage of a warm winter day.
And that's exactly how I prep my bikes for winter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.